One and action.
Hola.
Oh, that reminds me. Scissoring.
Scissoring reminds you of something. Oh, this ought to
Yes.
be good. This
It's
ought
a
to be
joke.
good.
After all this time, you finally got what the joke was.
Yeah.
Ah.
So, and because I saw Red One today. So, why is Dwayne Johnson the only man that can change a lesbian?
Change into a lesbian?
No.
Can change a lesbian.
Change a lesbian.
What? Okay, is this facetious or is there an actual answer to this?
Because rock beats scissors.
Oh.
There's also a DV joke in there too for lesbians. If rock beats scissors. Oh man, I've been a lesbian for a long time. Just saying. Thought I'd share that with you guys.
Glad you're finally coming out after all this time, Lou.
Yeah, you know, I
Proud of
figured what the hell. Just because I was anti Harris Waltz doesn't mean I can't support some left policies. Come on.
I think
Lesbians
Trump
all the
likes
way.
lesbians, too.
Triplet lesbians? What?
I think Trump likes lesbians too.
Oh,
Sheesh, you are
okay.
right.
I was like, I heard triplet lesbians. I was like, whoa, this is gonna be a great pod.
I mean,
Can you imagine how much work that would be, though? Good God.
mhm.
I mean, if they weren't sisters or they're from Alabama, then fine, I can get back and watch most of it. But damn, that's a lot of effort. I ain't got that. I ain't 25 anymore.
And now we have the title for this episode of the podcast. It'll be
I ain't
Lou.
25
What
anymore.
would you do? What would you do if you won $1 million? 3 lesbians.
Sisters, lesbians,
Three
lesbians
sisters.
said first.
3 sisters at the same time. And then the picture will be Lou with a mullet.
I mean, in
He didn't say
Alabama,
his sisters.
can we do it in Alabama with midgets? Can we find 3 lesbian midget sisters? I won't even know what. I won't even be greedy. They don't have to be triplets. They can just be sisters.
Just from the same town.
Yeah, that's fine. You know, we can have a half sister, a cousin. You know, we'll Patty Duke that shit. It's fine.
Lou's like, I don't care what your last name is. Tonight it's
Right.
Tonight is Hatfield.
Oh my god, that would be so funny. There's a movie there somewhere. I know there is. We're gonna have to watch. Yeah, Chat GPT. I need you to make this movie.
No, I bet you could probably go on Pornhub right now and find it.
Dude, you know what? I don't really got to bet against you on that one. Oh, so let's get the easy Sunday stuff out of the way quick. How'd you guys do it? How'd you guys do in fantasy? I kind of paid attention.
I might win.
I know Duke might win too. So
I mean, I'll be honest. Like, I've kind of given up on all my fantasy teams as far as.
Are they all struggling?
Yeah, all of them. Like, I mean,
Oh,
I
no.
can't tell you how many guys I've had on my IR has basically been full the entire season.
Yeah,
With somebody with one person or another. Like, just.
I hear
I
you.
don't know.
Between Isaiah Pacheco and TJ Hawk early on, Christian early on, there were so many top dudes that were out. Mike Evans, Godwin's gone for the season. Ugh.
If Houston does well, they're playing the Cowboys tomorrow, D. So you could still win.
We'll
All
see,
3 of your
but-
dudes are on the Cowboys. You have Stroud, Dell, and Fairbairn.
I hope those guys weren't traded to the Cowboys, but
I mean, the Cowboys are bad. So if Dell with Nico Collins back, if he gets double teamed, that could open up some Stroud to Dell plays, and then obviously Fairbairn has been a beast all year.
Then, as long as Nico Collins doesn't do well playing tomorrow, I will win mine.
How much are you up by right now?
16.
Does she only have Nico left?
Yep.
Do you
He's
have
only
anybody
projected
left?
for 13.91. No, I got nobody.
Oh no, that's y'all gonna be. That's gonna be a good one tomorrow.
But
And
luckily she
Go
played
ahead.
Dak and he was out. So
Yeah, I didn't understand that. Oh, and because didn't she have Stafford, 28-point Stafford on the bench?
yep.
And why did old girl didn't even start like 2 players?
Oh, so what happened?
Your girl.
So what had happened was I didn't get to hers until after the Washington game, I think.
Oh,
So that's why she had an empty spot there.
okay.
Because I was
Too
doing
late
it
to
at
pull.
dinner last night. I was like, oops.
You need to make yourself a reminder for Wednesday night when you get home from work. Just jump on and do 5 minutes of making sure at least
she's still
you
projected to beat the bot though, so
Yeah,
she's
the bot didn't
50 points.
The bot's 9-0 right now, right? Or 10-0?
Yeah.
10-0. Here's the thing: I don't understand the bot, the way the bot makes moves, because the bot started nobody in one or two spots also.
But yeah, it's still 10-0.
That's true, because they started Kincaid on Buffalo and he didn't play at all.
Right, and imagine if he started Harrison's out because of the bye week, but the bot had Taysom Hill too. So if the bot put in Taysom Hill for Kincaid, dude, that's a blowout win right there.
Yep.
38 points. Shit, whatever.
Whatever.
Take the win,
Suck
right?
AI, right?
Exactly. Take the win. But yeah, dude, I was sweating out this last game, this Sunday Night Football game. I was up by I want to say 30 or 40 something. I was at 40 something, except he had Chase and Burrow. And a couple of touchdowns, and came down to the last 2 minutes of the game. Burrows, I was up by like 5. I was like, man, just don't throw it to Chase when you're going down for this game. So the last 2 minutes, they get the ball 3 times in the last 2 minutes, and I'm stressing this shit out. And finally, when that last ball hit the ground, it was like, I ended up winning by 3. Man. And then tomorrow I've got some other ones. I got to sweat out Stroud in one league. And that's basically about it. I blew out my opponents in 2 of them, but I have to sweat out Stroud tomorrow. I need him to do like 15 points, and that's it. It's gonna be a tight one, but some okay games. Honestly, the Steelers game, obviously, it was all about that one, and the Ravens. It was a close game. It was a good game. Some bad football in the red zone from the Steelers, but they won, so I'll take it. But overall, I got to admit, I didn't really watch a lot today. I mean, I was on. I just wasn't really paying attention. So,
same, because we were out for most of the day. So
yeah,
Jacksonville had their Super Bowl last week against the Vikings because they didn't even show up today.
Oh, for real?
That was like a college football game right there, where it's like Liberty versus Ohio State or some shit. It's just like, what?
It's
why
Ohio State versus directional Michigan.
Yeah. Miami of Ohio.
Hey, they're not that bad this year. and that's where Ben Roethlisberger came from. So come on now.
What else did we have? We had Green Bay squeaking it out against
Green
Chicago.
Bay getting lucky against Chicago.
Chicago is the worst. Like,
because they can't frickin' manage a field goal. On top
Miami
of that,
won, but we're not going to talk about that.
No, at all. Embarrassing.
Nah, I don't know if I call it embarrassing. Miami, when they're healthy, they're a good team. Their defense needs some work, but they're a good team. They're going to be able to keep up with some people. Everybody knows the Raiders are fighting the Giants for the number 1 overall draft pick. So
yeah,
who's going to get Shedeur Sanders from CU in Colorado?
You think I saw something on The Athletic today talking about how they were there's been rumblings of them just sitting Danny Dimes for the rest of the season because if he gets hurt, they'll owe him his 2025 salary.
Yep,
so they were like, we're 2-8. Why even, like, he's played, we're going to let him go in the off season. Like, no fuss.
They did that out here with Russell Wilson last year, the last 2 games of the season for the same reason, even though they let him go anyway. I'm okay with that strategy, but I'm only okay with it once you're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. If you still have a chance, they should play him. And then the last 3 weeks, because they should be eliminated fairly soon here. They only have 2 wins. So at 2-8, let's say they lose the next 2, then they're either mathematically eliminated or statistically eliminated. I mean, if you've got a less than 1% chance, you're not making the playoffs. Let's be real. If that happens, then I would put in Drew Lock and see what he has to show, and that way you know what you have, if anything. Because if Drew Lock comes out and balls the last few, then you don't have to use your number 1 pick on the quarterback. You can trade it and get more capital to build your team. But if he isn't, turns out he's not good because obviously he didn't start in Denver. He didn't start in Seattle. So, but you never know. Geno Smith didn't take off until his 3rd or 4th team. And now Geno Smith is doing well for himself.
Do you think the problem is Daniel Jones, though?
No, it's the offensive line. The problem with that, though, is if that's the case, if your offensive line is the problem, you need to throw shorter, then throw it shorter. But I don't know if that means that the coach is the problem for not doing max protect. But if you it reminds me of God, who is Caleb? Actually, Caleb Williams in Chicago. As soon as they snap the ball, it's 5 guys are in his face because they can't stop the offensive line. So it's always comes down to that. If the offensive line is solid, your team will be solid. It's just how it works. And for whatever reason, coaches don't want to play that game. They're like, oh, let's get all these fantastic great receivers and tight ends and running backs. And it's like, yeah, but who's blocking for these people? And they always forget that part. So I think Daniel Jones he's okay. Let me be the first to say, as I'm wearing my Giants shirt, knowing they couldn't lose today on that bye week. So every time like the last couple of years, it's like, damn, this offensive line is horrible. It's why I wasn't too sad when they let Saquon go to Philly. It's like, well, he's being wasted in New York because they don't have a line to let him run. So I'm fine. I'm fine if Drew Lock doesn't work out, get the number 1 pick, go get whomever, and then start over. I'm fine with the rebuild.
But I think we're all Bills fans today.
You guys are. I don't mind the Chiefs. Everybody's like, Chiefs get the refs help. Not today. Bills got the help. Chiefs got screwed today by the refs. So, but nobody's going to talk about that, right? Nobody's going to talk about, oh, hey.
They have to lose one game. Otherwise, the fix is in.
No, they're going to lose. They're going to lose a couple more. I mean, granted, they're getting Pacheco back, and they just got Juju back, his first game back. So they're going to be. It's still going to be between them and Buffalo. Buffalo now holds a tiebreaker over them, so that's a big deal. But Buffalo only with 2 losses, so that's going to be interesting. And Pittsburgh only 2 losses. Pittsburgh, I think, plays Kansas City later in the year. So if Pittsburgh can win out, granted, I don't think that's going to happen. But if Pittsburgh wins out, they're the number 1 seed. So that's some interesting shit. I did not see that coming this year.
Yeah, it looks like they squeaked one out against the Ravens today.
Yeah, 6 field goals. That's what I was saying. They need to work on their red zone freaking offense.
Lou isn't going to be listening to any sports radio this week.
He is not. Denver blew out.
Glad Aaron Rodgers got shit on again.
Yep, they're done for. He just needs to retire right now, middle of the season.
Well, no, he's going to come back next season. He already said, I want to keep playing. I'm like, are you?
He could, but not for the Jets.
Well, and that was I read something. Yeah, I read something today saying like, okay, so you have a new head coach that you're going to be finding a new head coach. Your general manager is gone, and the owner is going to be out of action as well because they were saying the owner was going to become part of the new president's cabinet, so he won't be the owner of the Jets. That his son, I think, will take over like he did in 2017. It'll be interesting to see when they change all of that. Like, I mean, I guess it depends on your view of the draft as far as what quarterbacks are available, because it's not like the Jets have anybody behind Rodgers that can step up and play. Like,
no, not at all. I mean, the 2 that stand out now versus the beginning of the season in college would be Shedeur Sanders in Colorado, Cam Ward in Miami, and then Carson Beck in Georgia. And Beck has fallen off a little bit, but the Jets. Well, then again, there's always trading too. You could always move up to get somebody.
Yeah.
But the Giants are likely on the clock to take Shedeur Sanders at this point. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting, but I'm not sad that the Jets are taking it up the ass. So yay.
Yeah. Exactly.
I never minded Rodgers for a while. I always hated the Packers because they beat the Steelers in the Super Bowl in 2011. So I'm not a Packers fan. Luckily, I don't hold grudges, so it's only been 13 years. So I still don't root for the Packers, but I was never really anti-Rodgers until like the last year. This last year, he's just tool mode to maximum. His settings at 11. It's like, dude. Although the last couple of weeks he did shut the hell up and hasn't talked that much, so that's good.
Well, and now it's also like Packers East, right? Like. Half of their offense are former
Lazard, freaking Adams, and him, and good lord.
I think one of their tight ends is from there as well.
Conklin was Conklin used to be over there. I don't think he was a Viking, right? Okay.
But he was on the Jets before Rodgers showed up.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like, man, yay! I don't. There's too many people other than Jets fans who are sad about the Jets and Rodgers looking like that. It's like, hey, we'll take it.
One less team in the AFC you have to worry about, right?
Yep. Poor Adams, all that to go to that team
Mm-hmm.
to be just as bad as the Raiders.
Yep.
It's one of these things where if he would have stayed, the Raiders might actually have a better record than the Jets right now.
Right. Well, if you're gonna lose, you might as well lose with your buddy.
Yeah, I
Yep.
guess there's that. So, all right. What are we? 20 minutes into 15 minutes into football, with the clock ticking. Let's jump right into this weekend's events, y'all.
Yeah.
You guys watch them all?
Yes.
Yes, yes, I did.
I had actually.
I would
I
hope
actually
so. If you
seen
sent them, I hope you
right.
Yeah,
watched them.
exactly.
He's like, you guys watch these. Let me know what you think.
It's like
I
you
have
watch
not
them,
watched-
and then,
guys,
and
I
then you
haven't
tell
watched
me
them yet,
if I should
so-
watch it. Yeah, right.
I have not
You
watched
watch
any
it.
of these yet, so you're gonna have to let me know how they are.
That's what I'm saying. Here, these are the ones that I thought of. Now you watch them and tell me if they're good. Then I'll watch them if they are.
All I did was type in to YouTube new movie trailers, and whatever popped up, I just dropped in the.
Man.
All right. So
All right, here we go. Number one.
So number one on the top of the list, and some of these I think Jack had mentioned, but I think we had talked about it a couple weeks ago. And Lou, you haven't seen some of these, the big trailers even. So the first two that I listed were Thunderbolts Asterix and Captain America: Brave New World. So these are the newest ones. Thunderbolts. We're getting Thunderbolts in May. And we're getting Captain America in February, right? I think if I remember correctly.
Yeah, February 14th. That's Valentine's Day.
So, what did you guys think of the new trailers? We've already had a few versions of these trailers. Do you feel like as we get closer, I have an opinion on this, but I want to get your guys' opinion as well. Like, how many trailers does a movie need in order to not just be giving the movie away? You know, like, we've been seeing Thunderbolts trailers for almost a year now, right? And they've had 4 or 5 different versions of them. And each one seems to show more and more of what is happening. Like, if you're not hyped for this movie, then showing me the whole story. And I'm not saying either of these do, but I don't need to see the Red Hulk until I'm sitting in the theater, you know? Like,
I could have done with a teaser on him, like the first trailer where it was just like his hand punched down at the ground. Done.
No, he threw the shield. Because he caught it and then he threw it into the ground.
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it because it was already spoiled. Because we already knew, because of the McDonald's Happy Meal toys, because of all these things. So because of all that, it's no, there's nothing you're hiding. So it's like, all right, just put it in there.
But they also got to get the casual fans too that don't know. They'll be like,
yeah, we're dialed in on all this stuff that we know. I bet I could ask Jack right now how many Ghostbusters Ecto ones have been sold on HasLab, and he would be able to give me an exact number. Like, that's a single-digit percentage of people in the world that would be able to give me that, you know? So I think how we're dialed in, like the McDonald's toys, I think is a very, like, it's news to us, but I don't think most people either would care about it or know about it. So, I don't know. I just think it's interesting when you get into, like, the 4th or 5th version of the trailer, like, how many times...
I was going to say, I think you're right on that side, but the people that we're talking about who are going to care about the trailer are the ones who are going to know. They're the ones who's like, oh, we already know what's out. The casual person, they're not giving a shit about, 4th, 5th, whatever trailer is given away. They're half-ass watching the trailer when it comes on anyway. Then there's us and those like
multiple
us
times
who doing all that, read a bunch of shit.
Watch videos breaking it down and all the Easter eggs.
and we're, shout out Screen Crush and New Rock Stars, we're doing all that shit. So it's, for us, if we're talking about our audience, it's like, okay, we didn't lose anything for them showing all this stuff. Now that being said, I don't mind the spoilers of the characters somewhat. I still want a few surprises here and there. However, I'm with you on do not give the damn story away. Like you put enough trailers together and it's like, oh, well, that's the first act, that's the second act, that's the third. It's like, come on, guys. I do hate that.
Yeah. I was trying to remember the last trailer that came out that basically like walked you through the story. Like then you went into the theater and you were like, oh, like the trailer just basically told you everything that was going to happen.
The one that made me mad was Terminator Dark Fate with Khaleesi.
Yeah.
They straight up in the trailers like, "Oh, John Connor's the Terminator." What the fuck?
Yeah. They gave that one
Save
away.
that for the movie.
Yeah.
Yep. Those type of things, 100% agree. But I guess the opinion of the movies and all that, and what's coming up, looking for Thunderbolts and Captain America. I'm looking forward to both. Captain America more so than Thunderbolts, I would say. But it's not like it's a huge ass lead. Thunderbolts looks like it's going to be a fun, Suicide Squad type of movie. Captain America just like it's going to be a good story. I mean, if they keep the drama the way this last trailer made it look, I'm like, all right, that seems pretty solid.
Yeah,
I wonder
if it goes
how they're
more
going to play it out.
Winter Soldier spy kind of stuff, yes,
Yeah,
it will be a better movie. So I think Winter Soldier is going to be a better movie, but I'm looking more forward to Thunderbolts. But also, I'm in love with Yelena, so.
Well, yeah, that's just fair. I mean, makes you want to go watch frickin' Oppenheimer again. Shit,
right?
Well, at least 5 minutes of it.
Right. Let me just fast forward. Let's say I gotta catch it at the 14-minute mark and the 27-minute mark.
What does Mr. Skin say?
Exactly. Let me go 1:14:27. I don't know. I'm making that shit up, but whatever it is, that's what I want to see. All right, cool. Yeah, I guess we're all. But Duke, you on board for those two?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
So,
right.
I mean, I'm looking forward to them for different reasons. Again, like Jack said, I think Thunderbolts will be a funner movie, but hopefully the stuff that we've heard about Captain America being kind of like Manchurian Candidate, All the President's Men, like kind of way more, kind of going back to Winter Soldier and that kind of era of things. Yeah, I think that'll be a movie that you'll be able to rewatch more, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like Thunderbolts will be one that if it's on TV when you're cleaning the house, like it'll be like cool. Like you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that. That was fun, whatever.
Yeah.
And then Winter Soldier will be one that,
Have we seen any footage of Bucky in Captain America?
No.
I didn't think so. I mean, obviously, he's in Thunderbolts, but I was like,
it's possible they're concurrent movies, though, too.
Yeah, but they're happening around the same time.
That's fair. I mean, I know they're 3 months apart, but yeah, the timing could be such that. Or since Captain America comes out first, like they explain him going off doing his own thing.
Yeah,
actually know
the end credit scene will be him.
Yeah, exactly.
Thunderbolts or whatever.
But I'd like to imagine because of the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show that they're gonna have to have some kind of explanation.
Yeah, right. We'll see.
They don't have to, but it'd be nice if they did. Just put it that way. All right.
Next up, we have Werewolves. Werewolves.
I was like, hold on, wait. I didn't see this trailer.
I got the list in front of me. I'm like, no, it's not.
So this seems to be it's a mix of like a horror / action movie. Has Crossbones from the MCU. Frank Grillo is the main character. I don't have I've watched a bunch of his movies, and they're never like Frank Grillo's never going to make a movie that's going to hurt my brain, right? Like where you're going to go, wait, I need to figure. But his movies are fun. Like I think
Groundhog Day movie was fantastic.
Yeah, I think so. I am looking forward to this, and that's why I sent this out. So, what did you guys think? So, the idea is that the world has there is a supermoon that triggered almost kind of like a zombie type thing in a ton of the population, and now everybody's in isolated cities and that type of thing, and the world has changed, and now the next supermoon's coming a year later, and things get even more out of control. So Frank Grillo is here to save us all. So
thank God.
Well, wait, just before we get into this, what was the other werewolf movie that's coming out? Like the Wolfman?
Wolfman, yeah. It's
well,
like
there is the
remake
Wolfman.
Of
the
classic Lon Chaney.
Yeah, because that one, I don't know if you guys saw that trailer, but that one was going to be a slow burn for that one.
Yeah,
for sure.
That one is that one's like actually Universal Monsters.
Oh, it's part of that line. Okay. Yeah. This one, I thought it. You're right. Grillo's going to do what Grillo's going to do. I thought the concept for a werewolf movie is pretty cool. I'm like, that's different. Yeah. I'm about that. That seemed pretty cool.
Yeah. So. I thought so too. I've always liked werewolves. They've always been my favorite monsters. So I'm down.
Yeah, me too. Ever since between American Werewolf in London and Michael Jackson's Thriller that John Landis produced and had the graphics, Teen Wolf
Teen
as
Wolf,
well.
yeah.
You know, for me, the first one I saw was the Thriller video and the behind the scenes of them making it, and to see the way that transformation was done, because again, it was the same people that did American Wolf in London, and then jumped into Teen Wolf. It was just, I was always fascinated because I got to see how the sausage was made, and it was badass. So to see the pumps, like in the hands were trying to bubble out, and they had the pumps in there, and it was just, if you guys ever get a chance, that behind the whatever making of Thriller video with Michael Jackson, it was pretty badass. So
behind the music, dun, 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 dun.
For a pop-up video.
Pop-up video.
I miss pop-up video, man. But yeah, no. Werewolves. This is one that I had not seen before, and I was like, yeah, I'm on board. As soon as I saw, I was like, this looks like a pretty badass concept.
Yep.
Not sure when that one comes out. I should have written that down. Next will be Dear Santa.
I'm down.
Jack Black.
Yeah, and that one, the kid accidentally writes to Satan instead of Santa. Puts his thing in the mail, and then it goes to Satan, who happens to be Jack Black in this movie. Not sure when it was made, like as far as his timeline goes, but it looks like it's kind of a take on Little Bad Santa, just kind of doing a little bit of a spin on it, where, you know, at the end of the movie, of course, Satan's going to, I'm sure, have a change of heart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, become better than he was at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, any movie that has a representation of Satan that doesn't have Saddam Hussein going, "Hey, Satan."
Come on, guys.
I don't know. Just to me, like, you can't. It just is ruined. Like, I just can't. I can't buy it.
I'll watch it.
What did you guys think?
On Paramount or something, right?
Yeah, I think it's coming out on Paramount Plus.
I wanted to go to see it in the theater, but I will watch it on Paramount. It looks funny enough.
Yeah. Yeah, something on like
I thought it was okay. I mean, I was like, I have no idea what this one is. So I saw it, and it was like, oh, that looks silly enough fun. Looks predictable, but I'd still be entertained by it.
Yeah. Next is Short Round, starring in Love Hurts. The trailer seems to give the impression that he's a realtor that is very, very good at his job, but his history catches back up with him. And his brother turns out to be some sort of big warlord, and gets his brother back into the realm. So
speaking of trailer telling the story, man,
yeah.
Like this is one where the trailer was like, oh, okay, so we know how this is going to play out.
Yeah,
but we don't know why he betrayed his brother.
No, we don't know that. Well, we know how it's going to play out. We don't have
the ass kicking in. It's just like watching a John Wick trailer. Nobody knows the story of John Wick past he did it because he killed his dog. You're going to watch him kill people.
I think part of my issue with this one is I don't see him as Jet Li or Jackie Chan, and that's what they're making him be. And it's like, if Jackie Chan was starring in this movie, I'd be like, all right. But I gotta remember or figure. I mean, I did see Everything Everywhere All at Once, so I mean, okay, fine. But it's just trying to put him into that role.
Data didn't use his feet and hands to fight, damn it.
That's what my wife said when we were watching Red One earlier. They showed this trailer, and she's like, is that Data? I'm like, yeah, and he just got an award from Mikey. It's like a Goonies reunion. But
no, bottom line, though, it does look good. I will definitely watch this movie.
Yep, for sure. It looks fun. It's like a funny John Wick.
Yeah, for sure.
Indiana John Wick is what you said.
Yeah. No, a funny John Wick.
A funny John Wick.
Indiana John Wick would be good too, but
yeah.
Dude, that new John Wick movie that's coming out with the girl in the world of John Wick, that looks bad.
Yeah, the ballerina. I think we talked about that last trailer roundup.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
Next is One of Them Days. So the premise of this is best friends and roommates.
That one.
What's that?
I was surprised you sent that one.
I was given some variety. Like, there was some TV that I threw in this one and some other stuff. I just,
Yeah, I saw that too. When I saw Max 2025, I'm like, what the hell is that? I'm like, oh, okay, I get it.
Best friends and roommates, about to have one of them days. after they discover somebody's boyfriend has blown their rent money, they have to go through the day and try to get the rent money in many different ways. So I thought it just kind of looked fun. I don't know, like it'll be one of those ones.
As long as half of the movie is Cat Williams outside of the Cashland place, don't do
it. Just everywhere that they go,
everywhere he's just coming up behind him.
Yeah, direct to BET. I'm gonna go ahead and pass on it.
Looks like,
Jack
oh,
sounds
black
interested.
women? Nope, I'm out.
It's like, wow. I was like, I got excited when they showed the new girl moving into the
white
apartment
girl?
complex. I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
That's why I put it in there for you.
I was like, oh, okay.
Lou, I figured when they had the new girl moving in, and she was like, "When are we gonna have wine?" And
right, I was like, man, this movie looks real good all of a sudden.
And then the white girl does good.
Yeah, that's all we got was that one shot.
Hopefully, between her and Cat Williams, they're in the movie a whole lot, and it just.
No, honestly, I'm curious enough about that movie. It was like, all right, this don't seem too bad. I won't pay for it, but it doesn't seem too bad.
Right. See, that's why I put it in the list, Jack. You racist son of a bitch.
Yeah, fucker. Jeez.
The next up is
Jack's over there like, look, I got a black shirt on. That's good enough.
That's as close as I get. Black hole shirt.
And it's the criminal shirt, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Next up is The Monkey, which is which is a horror movie by the guy that did Saw and has done a ton of other horror movies. He's also
King one, huh?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
yeah.
But he's also James Wan. Didn't he do one of the Fast and Furious movies?
He did a couple of them. Yeah,
7, I thought.
Or no, okay.
He's done a couple of them.
Or that.
Furious 7, I thought he did, or Fast 7.
No, that's John. That's Justin Lim. Lim has done.
Okay.
But no, he.
So this monkey one, I don't know, man. It was okay. I'm not excited for it though.
Yeah,
but that might be because I don't like Stephen King. Yeah, give me a better, because right now they're trying to just push Stephen King. It's like, look, nobody likes Stephen King. Come on. So, dude's a tool.
Next up, we have the Max 2025 trailer where they show all of the stuff coming out next year.
What kind of movie is this?
I know. I said the same thing. I was like, oh, it's Maxine Part 4. Like, cool. I was like, no, that's not what this is.
Maxine with 4 X's. Wait, what?
Yeah, I was like, they missed some X's on Maxine. So it was like, oh no, just a bunch of stuff that was coming off on Cinemax, HBO Max.
Yeah.
Something.
The Max.
Any of those stood out? I honestly couldn't. I saw it. The trailer.
Last of Us season 2, obviously.
Yeah.
Peacemaker season 2.
Peacemaker
for sure.
season 2. Mm-hmm.
Season 3 of White Lotus.
That was good. White Lotus is, you're missing out. It was fun. It's good.
I'm interested about Dune Prophecy. I like the fact that they're putting a movie out that's completely that's unrelated to the movies, like in the universe, but it's not like.
Oh, I thought it was a TV
House
show.
Arrakis.
It is a TV show.
It is. Yeah.
Oh, you said movie. Oh,
sorry, it's not related to the
unrelated.
Movie. Yeah, it's not like a direct tie to.
He said, "I like that they're putting out a movie that's not related to." That's not a movie.
I misspoke.
That's why
his belly hurts.
It's okay.
His belly hurts.
No, yeah, it's totally fine. I just wasn't sure if I misunderstood what was going on because I was like,
it is
a TV show. So it is a TV show.
Yep,
okay.
This is.
I think
it actually started already. Yeah.
Yeah, it started. Started today. So
usual. I'll wait till it's done and then I'll probably binge it. It looked okay. I don't see an issue here. It looks like I'm curious.
Good, so
I'm curious how they're going to fill in the rest of the world.
Let's see. So we got White Lotus. We have the Righteous Gemstones, which is great.
I don't know that one.
Celtic City.
That one.
Another spinoff. Another spinoff of Sex and the City. So
pass.
Not for us. Looks like there's a Pee Wee Herman documentary coming out, which I think could be kind of interesting.
Seems a little late, but okay.
The Rehearsal
last year.
If you haven't seen the first season of the Rehearsal, it was really good.
What's that one? I don't remember that one.
That's the guy, the Nathan Felder, who did he was on a TV show where they would go and they would. So basically, the Rehearsal was that he would go and fix people's problems by reenacting like if people did, like if we're having a conversation and something goes wrong in our relationship and then we stop talking to each other, like he will come to you and be like, okay, well, what, or you went to him and said, hey, I have this problem, and then what he basically would do would recreate the entire scenario, but he would just keep like he would do it in like a really weird, awkward way. Like there was always like something underneath it all that was like kind of like you were like, wait, something's fucked up here. Like what's really? But it was awesome because like it was always the uncomfortable laughter type of thing.
I remember that premise now. Okay.
Let's
solid.
see.
What else?
The Pit looks like a
documentary about Brad. Okay.
Yeah. No, it looks like it's a hospital kind of ER. One of the guys from the original ER is in it, but it looks like they're in
I did see
some
that.
sort of
You're
trauma
right.
unit or something.
Yep.
Task looks like Task looks like it's going to be interesting just because of the cast. Like has Mark Ruffalo and Martha Plimpton and a bunch of people in it.
Oh, the FBI one.
Yeah. Conan O'Brien, Peacemaker. What else do we have here?
Oh yeah, there was a Conan one. Yeah, Peacemaker definitely. Is Peacemaker 2 supposed to tie in with the new DCEU?
Yeah, he said he did not get rid of Peacemaker and maybe Suicide Squad are still. Okay. That's basically where his MCU is starting.
Okay, gotcha.
We got Last of Us.
Last of Us, definitely.
Yeah, and that was it from the Max one. So I think we covered all the stuff that we
prequel series too, right?
Oh, was that
Derry?
Max?
Is that Derry?
Yeah, Welcome to Derry. Yeah,
a clown.
The next one that I sent out was for September 5th, which looks like
Oscar winner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean I always like movies that they do a good job of mixing like live real footage that happened at the time with. And so if they did that, if they get that right, which the trailer kind of gives to me, I was like, okay, like I'm bought in. Like it looks like you guys did a really good job of balancing the real footage as opposed to just redoing all of it.
If they recreate it exactly, like if I put the tubes next to each other, I'm okay with that too. But you can't have no artistic license. You need to have the exact cadence. Whoever you got to redo it, I want it to be exact, or I'm going to be mad. And for those, we didn't even talk about it. It's the 1972 Munich Olympics movie where
they have Munich Olympics.
Munich, yeah, they do have Munich Olympics.
Yeah, 1972 Munich Summer Games when
Germany. I thought you said eunuch. Like
Munich.
It's the third. It's actually the third one. 1972 was the last year they actually did it. They had the regular Olympics, the Paralympics, and the Munich Olympics.
Munich Olympics. It kind of reminds me. I already have an Argo feel about it. So
Argo, Munich. Like
I can't believe this movie hasn't how is this version of this movie haven't come out? The fact that they're doing it from this angle of how ABC what they had to do with it, I kind of like that spin on it.
Yeah. So that should be interesting. I'm sure it'll be super sad, but interesting.
Yeah, it'll be super sad. It'll be super Oscar nominated. It's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah. The next one is a TV show that has like Richard Gere and Jeremy Renner and stuff in it. It's called The Agency.
That looks good.
Which looks like, or Michael Fassbender. Sorry, not Jeremy Renner. Fassbender. Looks like it's some sort of hey, where were you when this happened? Flashback type of thing. One of those ones when they're sitting in the interrogation room at the beginning of the show, and then they go, "Well, how did we get here?" You know, that type of thing.
Oh, that's not how I took it.
So, I think there's a little bit of that. That was my first takeaway to it, but I think there is more to it. I think stuff happens afterwards, but I think we start out by because it seems like they're trying to figure out what Fassbender was doing. And hey, where were you for this? And why did you do this type of thing? And so
probably waving around his huge schlong,
right? His fast penis. So I thought it looked interesting. Yeah, that was he just went. He just walked into the room and he's like, "I'm the pole vaulter from the Olympics," and everyone went, "Yes, you are."
Yeah, totally get it.
So I thought it looked kind of interesting. Again, a ton of star power
on board. On board for sure. Again, I don't know if I want to watch it weekly. I'll wait till it's done and binge it.
Well, it's a Netflix show, isn't it?
Good. Oh, is it?
The Agency, Netflix, I think, was Showtime.
Oh, okay.
So Paramount.
I was going to say, if it's Netflix, so, there's going to drop it all at once.
I was going to say Paramount, yeah.
But speaking of Netflix, the next trailer is called The Electric State, which looks like
good.
That one looked fun.
Yeah, that one looked good. I like that
The
one.
like,
robots,
like short future, like not far future,
Right.
but near future. There we go. But large robots that have personalities, and there's obviously some sort of apocalyptic event happens because it's very like everything's dirty, everything's kind of destroyed and broken down. So I thought it looked interesting. It looked different than a lot of the other stuff that we see, that's been put out. So on board, yeah.
Oh yeah,
check it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
After that, like as I was putting this together, the Final Reckoning Mission Impossible movie trailer dropped. So what's your guys' opinions on the Tom Cruise MI universe, and are you excited to see supposedly the final one?
All of them but 2 were fantastic. 2, what is that? Ang Lee version where he had long hair and it was all slow motion. I was like, that was crap. The rest of them,
when they were on the spinning on doing the wheelies on the motorcycles, shooting at each other.
I mean, Jesus
with
Christ.
doves in the background, because you can't have a Ang Lee movie without doves in the background.
That franchise got really good when they started making it linear. Like when one thing led to another, and I think the movie 3. Once movie 3 came out, and then they had the trilogy with 4, 5, and 6. That it was really well done. So I was not sad to see last year's, and I'm looking forward to finishing the story this year or next year. So,
and I'm sure there's going to be some crazy trailer that's put out where Tom Cruise was like holding his breath underwater for 45 minutes or something. Because given the trailer, there is a large portion of it that's underwater. So I'm sure there's probably some sort of crazy stunt that he insisted on doing. That
of course. like the plane scene, damn well that was him up in the plane, so hanging off the wing.
Yeah,
he got the rickets. Like, okay, Tom, we're going back up to the service. Like, all right.
Reshoots. Why does the reshoots look so weird? But yeah, so yeah, Jack, if you haven't seen since 2, 3 is a great story.
I have Black Friday them. I think I have all of them up until the last.
Yeah,
one.
you got me a set for Christmas one year.
Yeah,
and it's dude, it's so worth it. So it's one of those it's when you're like, I don't feel like gaming, which is like never. But when that does happen, or when you have the 2 TVs, you have the football game on one, and you can just have the movie that you're paying attention to on the other. Then, but yeah,
do you like a 60-40?
Yeah, exactly. I liked 1. I didn't mind 2. It just was like definitely bottom of the list of all of them.
Yeah,
and then 3, especially if I get it right, 3 is the one with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yep. I believe you're right.
Holy shit! Talk about a good ass bad guy.
Yeah,
he owned that movie.
Rest in power.
For real. 3, I don't know. 3 might be my favorite. And then, like I said, the trilogy, like 3 is what started them going linear. So I loved it.
And 3 was the last one to just be a number, right? Because then after that, they started doing subtitles, right? Rogue Nation and all of that.
Yeah, Fallout or whatever it's called, something. Yeah.
No, I think it's just Fallout. I think you're right.
Fallout, Rogue Nation, and something else. But either way, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm bored. Next year, I'll be doing that one. Yeah, there you go, Fallout.
Oh, there you go, Fallout.
This guy.
The guy's got jokes. And then they did actually come out with a longer What If trailer. So that was the next one I put on the list. So what's your guys' impression of What If? And
I didn't like the storm spoiler. It's like, let us see that during the show. Don't put that out there.
But again, that's true. Like that goes back to what we talked about earlier. It's like how much do you give before you're giving too much?
And has she held it before?
Yeah, right. I don't know the comic history to know that. What do they do with
Storm
that?
Is a good person, so I'm not surprised she totally qualified. Yeah.
Yeah, as with her, especially with her ability, I don't see an issue with that. I just didn't want to see it. I wanted to be surprised and like
Yeah.
if we're watching a scene and shit's going not their way, and all of a sudden a storm shows up, like oh shit, and now that's gone.
Yeah.
Maybe there's other oh shit moments that are better.
There
I'm
better
sure there
be,
is.
or I mean, there better be, but.
Now,
Now,
I'll be
What If
interested
has
to see.
always been my favorite series of those books of Marvel.
Yeah.
Even like back to the comic books, I've always loved like the alternate takes on stuff. So when they
What if
announced that they were
Spider-Man
making
didn't
a
get
show,
bitten by that spider?
yeah,
Does Uncle Ben die? You know, like.
mm-hmm.
All these things that could, that's
Mm-hmm.
philosophical debate.
Yeah. So we have that to look forward to next month.
December
Christmas
22nd.
time, right?
Yeah, December 22nd.
So I'm sure we'll be talking and or doing watch-alongs with that.
Yep.
With those.
Are they dropping it daily again?
I think it's
Probably.
going to be one a day for up until Christmas, because I think it's only
New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was 8 episodes.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. So that would make sense then to go up until New Year's Eve. And then the last one was one that just popped up, and I just thought it was funny, but it's a movie called Yacht Rock, about the history of Yacht Rock. This was mostly for Lou.
Oh my God. I'm glad you picked it, because I didn't know this was coming out. I'm like, I'm still watching this.
Like, let me get my D-Box seat right now.
Sometimes I see a link and I'm like, oh shit, this is like Lou's wheelhouse right here.
Oh, it sure is, dude. I was like, what? Are they really making this? I'm like, oh shit, I'm watching this.
An interview with Michael McDonald, I'm in.
All right. It's like, and then, oh yeah, the way the cultural appropriation that was happening with it too, but not like in the negative way everybody thinks about it right now. It was just the fact that everybody's borrowing musically from everybody else and how it played out, and then we're going to make fun of these people. And that was like a way to celebrate it. Oh my God. I am so on board.
On board.
What about you, Jack?
The yacht?
On board.
Yeah. We should rent a boat, go out on the boat and watch the movie while together on the boat with
at Comic-Con behind,
the day that none of us get tickets.
It looked entertaining enough, but I mean, I'll catch up on the Mission Impossible movies first, probably.
Yeah, totally fair. Don't worry, I'll tell you all about it.
Oh, I'm sure you will. It'll be like me telling you to watch Hamilton.
Let me
give you like 3 years later.
right?
It's like, I finally watched the Yachumentary.
Yachumentary, that's so good.
And I think that's kind of it for movie trailers that have come out in the last last probably month or since we did this last time. So boom.
We'll see.
Yeah, I'll say good list. Good list.
I watched Red One today. IGN gave it a 3. I'd give it a 7.
I was like, if IGN gave it a 3, that means you double it and add 1, so which is just 7.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I mean, again, we had the conversation about Rotten Tomatoes and their value, but it is trending at 33%. So I don't think it's just IGN.
It wasn't horrible. I mean, if you watch this trailer, you know exactly what you're getting. So, Chris Evans,
if you went and saw it, then
scumbag.
You can't complain about it.
Yeah.
But people gave Borderlands less than 10%, and I still enjoyed it. But again, it's I don't know how, like, what people's issue is with Red One, but with Borderlands, I understood, like, people wanted it to match more of the game and that story, and it didn't. And luckily, like I said before, a couple months back, I forgot the story, so I was kind of going in blind. And it was great because I didn't have anything to compare. I didn't say, "Oh, it's supposed to be like this." I'm like, I don't remember how it's supposed to be. So whatever it is, it's great.
That's what I got.
With Red One, I don't understand how you're disappointed. Anybody, as in, you know what you're getting with this movie.
Right.
Yep.
And either you're excited to watch it or you're not. You know, like.
And if you're not, you don't go watch it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't give it your money.
It was fun
for real.
That's all I wanted.
That might be my. I have meetings all this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But if I get out early enough on Tuesday, that'll be my Tuesday.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely worth it. 100%.
So
yeah,
we'll see if I can do it.
I was looking up Gladiator 2 for next Tuesday because my Tightwad Tuesday group, and they're not doing Tightwad Tuesday the week before or the weekend before the week before Christmas. Those assholes. Before Thanksgiving. So,
that's
just
smart.
an FYI, heads up for the 5 people who are going to watch this, and you want to go on Tightwad Tuesday. I tried to get tickets, and they were like, "Nope, $15," and I'm like, I am not that passionate about
I'll
Gladiator 2 to.
see you after freaking
Yeah.
I'll
Thanksgiving,
watch
buddy.
it next week for Tightwad 2.
Yeah, so originally we were going to go to Gladiator 2 because we figured there'd be less people going to it on Tuesday.
Right.
And then the following week we were going to do Wicked because then we were like,
yeah.
okay, then
So-
that'll give us a week and a half. We won't be caught up in the mess, but
Mhm.
now that's all kind of hosed up. So it's like, well, okay, do we need to go on Tuesday if it's not going to be Tightwad? Like the reason you go on Tuesday is to be at half price.
Yep.
If it's not half price, like, do we need to go on Tuesday? Like,
Nope. If
You
you're
know.
paying full price, you're paying full
okay.
price.
So Gladiator 2 isn't porn?
It's not Glad He Ate Her.
no, yeah, it's not Gladiator.
Oh.
Like,
Because I was like, man, how come I get invited to make this movie? This is crap.
it'd be a 2-minute movie. Hi, my name is Lou. Yes, I was glad.
Yeah. 2 minutes if you do 4 takes, sure.
Well, you'd have a minute and a half of trailers before.
Oh, okay, that works. Okay, now we're talking. Yeah, I mean, I guess leading up between Red 1, Gladiator 2, and Wicked, that's like 3 crunches to try to get. I might have to catch something like on a weekend matinee.
Hmm.
I mean, it's not much different
Gotta
than
get that
regular
platinum.
price, but it is a little bit. Exactly. I still got 7 movies to watch.
Well, and we're also getting to the time of year where like NFL games are also wonky times and days, and college games are now going to start getting wonky, spreading out. Like as we get into the holidays, like there's going to be more game. I mean, like with Black Friday, there's 3 NFL games, and I think there's a bunch of college games. Like,
Isn't
this
it just
is where
one? There's 3
it-
games on 3 games on Thanksgiving and 1 game on Black Friday.
I thought there were 2 games on Black Friday. Is it only one?
I thought it was just the Raiders and Chiefs.
Okay, I sorry.
It's-
The
it-
commercials,
I don't know.
the commercials just all blew. Like I don't even.
I know for certain there's 3 on Thanksgiving, and I know there's at least 1 on Black Friday, but there might be a second on Black Friday. Who's got the schedule? Pull it up.
Let's do it.
But those 3, honestly, what's weird is after Red 1, Wicked, and Gladiator 2, I don't remember what's up, like what's coming up next.
Right.
It'll be
Son-
out Captain America. Really? I mean,
No, that's February. I'm talking about to finish the year. Like what?
Oh,
I
films-
think this is it.
Sonic, Moana, Mufasa.
I forgot about Moana too. Yeah, you're right. Mufasa's this year. I thought that was
Yep.
next year. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So I'll get the 7 movies. Just
You'll
7
get
movies.
your 7 movies.
Yeah,
Even
there's 7.
without Fifth Element, you'll get it.
Yeah, Fifth Element's Wednesday. If I get on my meeting soon enough. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Gladiator. You have Wicked. You have.
Gladiator, Wicked. Yep.
There's a secret. Cinemark has a secret movie one on.
You could see Werewolves. That
Monday?
comes out December 6th.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely. That's happening. So there we go. That's
yeah,
4.
no,
right
you got 7 movies. You're good.
Moana is 5. Sonic is 6. and then-
September 5th actually comes out. November.
Oh, that was a November movie. Okay, yeah, there's 7 right
29th.
Yeah,
so
you're
it comes
good.
out the week after.
As long as
I
you
might-
go, you're good.
there. Yeah, I
Yeah.
might get to 7 before the first week before I get to Disney. Shit,
Right?
the way this is going, cool.
Great. So then it's just going to be Lou and us walking around Disney. Him going, "I'm a Cinemark Platinum Plus member. How are you? Hello. Yep.
Exactly.
Cinemark Platinum Plus member here."
Won't have to if I get it tattooed. Won't have to say shit. Yeah, you see this? Yeah, that's not an Imperial or an Imperial insignia over here or a Decepticon insignia. That is platinum status, motherfucker. 25% off. Give my
Right.
popcorn. Oh my god.
Let's see.
So yeah,
Games,
yeah.
Schedule.
So,
There we go. All right. So that'll be week 12.
week 12, yeah.
There's a third. No.
3 on
must-
Thursday, right?
Nope. It'll be week 13.
Oh,
Week
right.
You're right.
upcoming.
Okay. So there's 3 games on Thursday, 1 game on Friday,
Okay.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 games on Sunday, and then 1 game on Monday, which will be the Browns and the Broncos.
That's too many games. It
Oh, I
should be 3. It should be 3-1, 11-1.
You're probably right. I was just scrolling and just trying to count at the same time.
Roughly, yeah. 3 because nobody has a bye week 13, and then week 14 is the last week of the buys. Okay, cool. Black Friday, man. No, that's a good segue actually, because I'm so mad. We talked about it. I talked about it earlier in the thread. I cannot stand that these places are doing early Black Friday sales. There's tradition. I don't want to see that. I want all the sales on Friday. Period.
Not 2 weeks
Cyber Monday
before.
is supposed to be a thing. Yeah, it's like, oh, we're doing a Black Friday Buster or whatever every Friday in November. It's like, nah, fuck you, man. I don't. I will admit, I haven't even looked. I haven't even looked at whoever's doing that. I haven't looked at any other shit. Like, nope, not interested.
Roosevelt started theirs. You can get a shirt for like $25.
A shirt.
Well, there are exceptions to every rule.
I think if you're talking like Roosevelt's, where it's a very specific niche thing, where you can have like a rolling sale throughout the month, right? But if you're like Walmart or Best Buy or Amazon or Costco or whatever, like, no, like, just save it for Friday. Like, I shouldn't have. I mean, again, it's to get attention on their websites or whatever, right? Like, so you're constantly checking every day. Oh, what's on sale? What's on sale? But what was it? The site that was it Amazon that got in trouble a few years back for having like their lightning sales or whatever, where it would only be for like an hour or whatnot, and like people sued them because they were like, I don't remember. I remember reading something about one of the big box sales companies had to change like how they handled things because people were kind of getting hosed out of stuff where they'd have it on sale, but then all of a sudden they would have it on like a better sale later, and they wouldn't give people the difference. So like if they were like, hey, this DVD player is now $80, and you'd be like, cool, like it's 35% off, and then they would say, oh, for this next hour it's now $40, that type of the doorbuster type of things, like
right.
But they would do that in the middle of their sale. So like, even though all the stuff was on sale on Friday, like some of the stuff was on better sale on Saturday. So like,
why is that a legal issue?
Well, I think they were saying because they bought it and then they wouldn't like give them the better, like it was one of those consumer protection things, if I remember correctly. But I don't remember what the site is. So it's one of the loose facts that just floats around in my head around this time of year. So.
All right, because my first thought is, I bought this on eBay for $700. Like, the price dropped. It's now only going for $500. It's like, okay, then you owe me $200. I mean, that's, you buy it when you buy it. If you bought it, if you got FOMO, that's your problem.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I have it sometimes. Fucking NFTs.
I did something cool this weekend. So,
nice.
My oldest, she got super into Fallout.
Oh yeah.
When we watched the show back in April when I hurt my back, so she got super into it. So now she's played 3, 4, Vegas, 76, all of it. Right?
Oh, she played 76. I'm sorry.
It's not as horrible now. I've heard it's improved, and she doesn't have a lot of complaints about it. So.
Wait, what do you mean now? Did they change the game?
It was a live service game.
It was like came out. Yeah.
Dead. The maps were like empty. There were no bad guys, no quests. Nobody played with you. But it seems okay now. She has a decent enough time with it. She switches between 76, Vegas, and 4, depending on whatever mood she's in. So, anyways,
with Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, anyways, Saturday. And today, actually, up in Good Springs, they had a Fallout celebration, Fallout Fan Festival, because Good Springs, little rinky-dink mining town, population like 229 per the 2010 census. But there's a saloon there, a lot of history, cowboy stuff, and when they made New Vegas, they went out there and they based part of the game on that saloon, that town. There's a little general store next to it. So this is the 3rd year that they've done it. So the first year they had like a couple hundred people. Last year, inching toward 1,000. This year they said they were getting on towards like 5,000 people.
Holy shit!
So we drove out there. It's about 45-ish minutes from the house, almost California. We parked. They had shuttles, rather than walking through the desert for 20 minutes to get to the town. But it was
that
cool.
Should give you part of your
right?
That should give you the feel.
Yeah. But it was cool. We got there early enough that we didn't wait in line too long for registration. They gave everyone the Vault Boy mask. I didn't know they were giving us that, so that was cool to get that for Frizzle. I had my oldest and her 2 BFFs, so 3 teenage
If
girls
you pay
in the back
for
seat.
it, you get all
giggling the whole
four
time.
masks.
Actually, it was free.
That's what I'm saying. Wait, the event was free?
The event was free, bruh.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you just had to sign up on Eventbrite just so like they could get like a rough head count. You didn't have
Right.
to, but they wanted to just so they can get a head count. But yeah, no, it was free to go to. Obviously they're selling like Rad Roach burgers and shit like that.
Yeah.
So you had to buy food if you wanted food. We ended up getting a couple of like floats. It was a Sour Patch Kid, a blue Sour Patch Kid, not Warheads, Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, okay. That's tolerable. Sour Patch Kids are tolerable. We're good.
It was the blue raspberry Sour Patch Kid ghost drink with ice cream in it. So that was pretty good.
Dang.
We did buy shirts. I bought them all shirts, which is what costs a lot of money. But they're like officially licensed from Bethesda. It has like the Vault Boy in front of the Pioneer Saloon and stuff. It has the dates. So it was kind of cool. But the people there, I think probably 80% of people there were cosplay.
Wow.
Like from simple like vault suits all the way up to power armor.
That's a high number.
Yeah. And I'm like, dang, maybe I should play Fallout. These people are super into it. I'm like, dang, that's pretty good. Like for them to be that hyped into it, I'm like, maybe I should give it another shake. But it was cool. They had a bunch of like little vendors and stuff hawking their wares. It was cool. It was a good time. We'll probably go again next year. We were there we got there a little before 9. We left about noonish, and then we went to the Atomic Museum because that's like part of the whole thing. So you could go to the event, and then you could pay them, and they'll bus you to the Atomic Museum and the Old Mormon Fort.
Cool.
So I asked the girls, because one of them had a birthday party to go to. I'm like, we can do one or the other. We can't do both. So they chose the Atomic Museum. So that was cool. Again, especially since Oppenheimer's come out and stuff.
Yeah.
They had a lot of stuff about him and his involvement in it. Like more focused. He was in there before. But
Wait. So this is the one that's off of Trop?
Flamingo, yeah. The one that we went to.
Flamingo? Yeah. I was going to say. So they were going to bus you to all this and bring you back to State Line?
Yeah.
Damn.
And that was like $90 though.
Oh, okay.
That part was not free.
But it got you to both. The $90 got you to both locations, though, if you wanted to do them.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's not awful for.
No, it's not. It's not. I mean, it would be for me only because I imagine they put a time limit on you.
Exactly.
And I don't like time limits at a museum.
And we were going through the museum, and suddenly all these Fallout people show up. I'm like, oh yeah, they were bussing them in.
Yeah.
And the bus was out there, and they started loading the bus up. Like before we left, I was like, oh, no, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. That's the part. I mean, the whole concept's fantastic, but I want my time in the museum.
Yeah. No, it was funny though because my daughter.
That seems cool though.
She's very. Thankfully, we've imprinted upon her. When you go to a museum, you read everything and you learn some shit. And her friends are just like, no, we're gonna go and play and look at this, look at that squirrel. And she was like, these motherfuckers. I'm trying to read some shit.
Oh my god! Yes, that's how you do it. Hell
Uncle
yeah.
Lou approves.
Hell yeah, 100%. Solid.
But it's cool. I really do like that museum. It's little, but I really do like it. I mean, I've been before.
It's set up
it's
well.
so nice. It's so nice.
It's set up really well. They've done a good job with the dioramas and stuff like that. And
Did they have anything special? You know, sometimes they have a special thing going on in the other room.
They did not. No, that special room was closed. The little one had like some Cold War USSR kind of spy exhibits, but no, nothing Fallout-y really. Unfortunately, they would have done good to
try to tie that in.
But hey,
maybe next year they'll do this on the weekend where the Raiders have a home game.
Right.
Baby steps. A home game with the home game against the Steelers. Is that?
I mean, or the Giants, if that's what it takes, you know, or the Broncos or the Chiefs.
Okay, as long as the Raiders are at home, Lou will be here for that weekend,
You
so he
know,
can do
it's like,
Fallout
let's
and
do
football.
all of it. Yeah, fuck it, let's do all of it.
But it was
That'd be
cool.
kind of cool. Sounds
It
it.
must be how you feel, like how those guys felt getting in like the ground floor of like Comic-Con or something. Just because I could see this blowing up really well. Like there were people, they were camping out there in the middle of the fucking desert where it's like 40 degrees. I don't like nothing that much, but you know, that's me.
Hey, we've spent our time in front of Toys R Us, all right, my friend.
This is true. And that time we did the Rose Parade because George Lucas was the Grand Marshal.
Jesus.
And we slept on the sidewalk.
We'll have to save that story for next time, but yeah, the one time that Star Wars was actually represented in the Rose Parade in a big way. That was the year Lucas was the Grand Marshal or something, right?
Yeah.
Sorry you missed that, Lou. You would have had a ton of fun with us on that one. Almost getting in fights with people over the seats and shit. Like,
sidewalk. We were like homeless people, bro.
Dude, I almost had a fight today at Walmart. I was backing. I did all shopping was done. Everything was good. I was backing out, so I backed out of my spot, and I'm about one of those. It's a one way, so back out and I'm about to go down. Some dude from the left going left to right starts walking out. I'm like, okay, no big deal. He'll walk across. No. He started walking down the middle of the freaking road. I was like, no, we ain't having that. So I pulled up. And he saw me about 2 feet from him, and then he looked back, and he finally got out of the way, but he kept staring like he's trying to mad mug me. I'm like, oh hell nah. Put the car in park.
Did you pull to the side first so you weren't blocking the fucking aisle though?
Nope. There was nobody behind me.
You a dick. Somebody's gonna fight you now. You're gonna have to fight this guy for being in the way.
One, I did look, and two, the aisles were big enough where I didn't even have to move over. Somebody could have went around me if they wanted to, but nobody was back there. So I get out. I again put my truck in park, got out, and I was like, "What? Say something. You gonna stare me down? Then say something. I'm right here now. What you got to say?" And he's like, "You speak Spanish?" And I was like, "Oh hell."
Bro was white and blonde.
No,
it was me, Lou. It was me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lou. I was. ¿Dónde está?
Right. So I was like, and I went off. I was like, walk across the parking lot. Don't walk down the aisle where I'm freaking driving. Get out of the way. It's like I hate that when people cross the damn way like that in front of Target or Walmart. Walk straight across, shortest path. Don't give me this angular shit where I gotta wait for you.
That's the shortest path to my car, though.
Yeah, it's all about you.
Yep.
Fuckers. So
I can't wait
he kept walking, man. But I was like, nah. It's like if you want to just walk across and just like, okay, I'm gonna walk across, but you want to turn around and try to stare me down, I'm like, oh hell no. Let's do this. And then I get out of the car and he doesn't want to do anything. He doesn't want to say anything except ask if I speak Spanish. Man, hell, I was ready. I was like, man, these man, right? All this ice cream would have about to melt. I would have let all my I don't even care. It's Walmart brand. It was $2.97. I'll buy another.
It wouldn't have melted. I watched videos on YouTube.
Cold.
No, I watched videos.
Was like, what the fuck? I was ready. I was like, let's do it. I was ready to fight right there. All I had to do was say something. I was like, I'm right here. You again, don't stare somebody down if you ain't ready to get your ass whooped. It's simple as that. So anyway,
I can't wait until we're driving through LA and Jack does something that Lou doesn't like, and he's like, "Put the car in park. I got to get out."
Fuck that shit.
You got a problem? We got a problem here. And Jack's like, "What are you talking about? It's me. I know. We got a problem here."
What? What did I tell you?
I saw you mean mugging me in the rear view, motherfucker.
Dan, put your seatbelt on.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's all you hear. It's just dead silence, except for the ding, ding, ding.
You're gonna get that Sam Jackson stairs motherfuckerly meme looking right back at you.
I feel sorry for people who don't watch the video version.
They'll feel it. They'll feel it. They'll know.
Yeah, they know. They know.
That silence was filled.
For sure.
I had a friend who had a birthday party this weekend, and we ended up going to. There's a really good Russian restaurant in town called Kachka.
They're already in a hurry, or like they want to get you in, get you out.
Yeah,
it's a Russian. It's a Russian.
Russian hands and Roman fingers is right next door.
Oh my god!
No, it was really good food. They
Russian.
were trying all sorts of vodkas, and I do not
don't like
shoot
potato
straight
water?
vodka. Like,
Straight vodka? Okay. Or what, charcoal?
well, again, my stomach hasn't been doing too good for the last couple of days, so
all
we're
right.
sitting there, and they're like, "Try this," and I'm like, "Ugh," like. But
Wait,
then,
so wait, what's Russian food? Like what is considered like what's
I mean, it's a lot of like cabbages, beets. It's
Okay,
like a lot of
alright.
vegetables
Potatoes.
and like a little bit of meat mixed in type of thing. So they had like the
Little bit
borscht. They had like a bowl of borscht where it was like beets with like meat, but it was like heavy beets, light meat. So like that type of thing.
Beef stroganoff.
What else did we?
Is that Russian?
What?
That sounds Russian.
Was
Beef
that?
stroganoff.
Yeah. Yes.
I thought that's German.
No, that's white trash.
Only if it's hamburger helper.
Hey now. You
No,
respect
it's
hamburger
funny
helper.
when I go to restaurants and I order beef stroganoff and they come out with like it's like a steak that's been cut up and the wavy noodles, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? It needs to be hamburger meat and rice because that's how I was raised on it. That's my beef stroganoff, right? Like
Gordon Ramsay back here making that shit fancy.
First time I had it was hamburger helper, so
Yep.
that's my jam. First time I had hamburger helper, I was like 20.
So that was really good.
It's amazing. It's good.
Weirdly, the Russian place makes a really good Moscow Mule. It's crazy.
That's wild.
Almost like it's a house special or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we call it water here.
Yeah,
but okay.
yeah, exactly. you come out of the bathroom and you go to the water fountain. You're like, wait a second.
Exactly. It's like
It smells like vodka.
okay. Oh, man.
And then afterwards, there was a place a couple blocks away from it called Hopscotch, which reminded me 100% of Area 15, where it's like you went in and each room had like some sort of different like art installation. So like they had one where you went into the room and it was a inflated floor, so you took your shoes off and went in and bounced, and there was light motion detection all over, and so like you could watch the wall and you would see yourself, like there'd be like lines and stuff like that would follow you as you walked around, and it was on the floor and on the wall, so it was super cool. They had a wall where they had like it was like cans of spray paint, but they were like IR. It was like an IR beam, and then you would like spray the wall, and it would put up on the wall whatever you had. So it's very like you guys, I'm sure you guys have both did Area 15 at some point, right?
Nope.
So
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
Well, you better hurry up because I think it's closing.
It's not. It's building next to it. That stuff you're talking about, the Universal, it's going next to it. It's not replacing.
Oh, okay.
It's in addition to. I looked it up.
Oh, okay. Cool. Thank you for looking that up. I'm glad Area 15 isn't going away. I hope they rotate the art stuff though, because like once you've done it once, like you're like, okay, cool, like I did it. But
Yeah,
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Each room is just a different a whole different thing, and it was kind of a trip. There was some pretty cool things in there where you just go and sit and the lights would do their weird thing and you would just kind of like, a bunch of them had like music playing and that type of stuff. So ended up being a really cool couple hours. So
don't you have, I remember you saying last week, you have another one next week? You have like a couple of birthdays in a row coming up, I thought.
Next week we're doing tacos somewhere, like a good taco place, and then we're gonna go see
Gladiator 2, appropriate timing. Yeah.
I will text you guys when I'm done. Gladiator 4. I had 4 tacos. And then afterwards we're going to a Winterhawks game. So I'm gonna go watch hockey, guys. What?
Yeah. Hell to the yeah.
Hopefully there's a fight.
I fingers crossed.
Right.
So, but I think it's a big group of people going, so that should be a good time as well. Maybe do a bar crawl afterwards, depending on how people are feeling. So,
what time's the game?
7, 5 or 7. It might be 5.
So early enough where you can make that bar crawl, and it's not 2 in the damn morning.
Yeah, so. I think it's because it's a weekend. It's a 5 o'clock game, but I could be wrong. Like, it depends. I think a lot of it depends on if the Blazers are playing, because the stadiums are right next to each other. And so I think if the Blazers are home, the game starts earlier, just so they don't have all of the people for both events showing up at the same time. Like they stagger them a little bit. So,
yeah, I didn't really think about that. That would suck if the Broncos and the Nuggets, or the Broncos and the Avalanche had a game the same day, which I think has probably happened, even if it's off time. Like, Broncos play at a local time. Broncos play at 2:30, and the other arena doesn't get used till like 6 or 7. That's still some overlap that would suck, especially since a lot of the Broncos fans will use the basketball/hockey stadium for parking. That's where it becomes a problem, just the parking.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about all the people. It's like, whatever, most people are going to walk down to downtown, get public transportation, whatever. But the parking, if you didn't take public transportation, you're freaking screwed.
Yeah, we know all about your parking in downtown Denver.
God, gross. I hate it.
If you haven't, go back to podcasts, because then we got to hear all about it.
I think that was last week.
You'll all know.
Was it last week?
I think it was last week.
Probably was last week. Yeah, because of the whole Hamilton. We're driving down there and all that. And
the Christmas parties, yeah.
And the Christmas parties, and then Tuesday, we're down there again because SO's middle child had Hamilton with her friend. Because it was supposed to be SO and her daughter, but then I surprised them with tickets for the 3 of us. And so it was like, well, daughter couldn't go, so we took son. And so the 3 of us went 2 Saturdays ago. And then Tuesday, the tickets that she was supposed to have with her daughter was like, well, she already went, so how about you go with your friend who's also into theater, the whole thing. So they did that. We hung out downtown while they did their thing, and we were trying to watch Venom, actually, but got tickets to the wrong Regal Theater. We got the one for like 5 miles away, not the one that's where we were.
Not the one you were standing in front of.
No. So, because we were at dinner when we got the ticket, so we weren't really paying attention to it. So we ended up hanging out at like Lucky Strike and had drinks and just chatted until we met up with the kids again, and that was it. So. And the 2 of them just talking about it the whole time. Obviously,
was this your brewery weekend? So when you went to the brewery for the company?
No, that's the 12th of December.
Oh, okay, all right.
And that, honestly, you know what? And that might not happen because that's the downtown company party.
Right.
12th. We'll see. Well, one of our vendors just invited me to their company party the same night. Except their party is at like some fancy old $200 a plate restaurant where they have entertainment, open bar, and appetizers are your dinner. But all the appetizers, like I said, they're like, if I were to buy all this shit, I went last year and it was great. If I were to buy all this shit, you're not walking out there with that $500. So I'm like, that seems more exciting than a brewery to me. So I don't know. So it's new job, so it's like,
that was what I was thinking. Is you got to build
both.
You might have to make the sacrifice to build those relationships right now.
I might. we shall see. I haven't committed to either one of them. So I only found out about the new one on Friday, so we'll see what happens. But even with the one for work, I've had it for 4 weeks now, and I still haven't committed to it. It's like, but that commitment is because it's downtown. The other one is not downtown, so that might matter. It might not matter. I don't know. I have until the 9th or something to respond. Whatever. So I have until Black Friday, I think. I don't know, 18, 20. Yeah, I have until Black Friday to respond.
Yep.
Which realistically means next Wednesday. So to figure out what I'm going to do. So I have 10 days to figure out what I'm going to do. So we'll see. But I as much as I want to go to the fancy one, Duke, you're right. I think I've only been there by the time this happens 2 months. I should probably go to the work one.
Exactly.
He's like, where were you? Were you busy? Yeah, I was. I was at one of our vendors' parties, not ours, because theirs was.
I was getting contracts, building relationships.
Yeah, I was trying to build relationships.
I was working.
Networking. Come on, y'all. It's part of our industry. We have to do this. So we'll see. But cool. Anything else? 11:30. I gotta.
Right. That's what I was just thinking. I'm like, so much for making an hour.
Yeah, I know, right?
Responsible and shit.
Grateful? Guys grateful for anything this week?
I didn't think about it. Probably.
Dang. Oh, I'm great. It's a work thing, but grateful that my trainee is off the work this week.
Oh.
Not that I don't like training, but
bet you are.
But it is nice to just do my job, Like when you're training someone, it's constant, like, do it this way, do it this way. That's, that's not what they said. So it's nice to just kick back and like do your job. So, not that I have anything against training, because I really do like it. It keeps me up on policy and everything. But it is also nice to have, I always call it grown-up time, because it's just me and my job. Kicking ass.
Says the guy who wears fucking Mickey Mouse Roosevelt shoots to work like 90% of the time.
And
Yeah, very grown up. Very grown up.
and I can save lives and the city while dressing fashionably. So
It's a very soft material.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you want to be comfortable when
Exactly.
you're saving lives.
you don't be being all itchy ass clothes and shit.
You don't want that.
I can't type. I can't type.
I'm
I'm sorry.
I'm itchy.
You're scratching that one hand that's
Yeah.
inefficient, and you can't be doing that.
Exactly.
There's rules.
Luke, come on. Jack's got years of practice typing with one hand. Let's be.
That's fair. That was fair.
Some would say decades, but you know.
Oh, man.
How long's the internet been around?
Exactly. Shit. Who's got an AOL disk for me? Shit. Netscape, maybe? Earthlink? 10 free hours, y'all.
Right.
Just stack them.
Let's see. What did I have going? Oh, you know what? I tell you what, because this crossed my mind at work this week. I was grateful actually doing proper work. Like, no more training, no more...
Oh, yeah, you said that you were
whatever.
still learning stuff and that they could give you your portfolio this week.
Yeah, they still didn't, and that's okay. There's some other issues going on. They have to wait till this week to do it, which is fine. But I was able to actually help people. It's like, hey, can you enter this budget, or can you check the system on how do we do this? Can we do this? And since everybody else has a portfolio, they don't have time for that minutia. They've got to work on their stuff. So it's like, yeah, give it to me. So it was cool that inputting budgets and stuff like that helps me learn the system. I get to help them, and I actually felt like I was doing something instead of just reading PDFs about how to do this, how to do that, how to do all this other. It's like, oh my
you
God.
get to do your actual job, and there's just something
You know what?
to that.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but it's the same thing. Yeah, that you just kind of said. Really, at the end of the day, yeah, it's exactly that. It was like, I've been doing this job for a long time, but I haven't been able to do it yet because I don't have a portfolio yet. But I was able to do for help everybody else. So I was like,
Exactly.
okay, solid, yeah. So that felt kind of good. It was like, this is what it's supposed to be like. So I mean, it'll get there. Like I said, it may happen this week. It may not. Just because there's some drama, not major drama. It's just like the person that was supposed to get me the portfolio, she's had a medical issue, so that's the drama. It's like, but it's nothing major. It's like planned surgery.
Just make sure you call and check on her. Make sure she's okay.
Yeah. There's that.
You don't want her to
and
quit
I'll make
anytime.
sure I don't want her to quit on me or anything like that. So
Yeah.
went to the hospital. Considering she owns the company, that would suck. So.
You actually went in there with scrubs. Hey, no, I just wanted to make sure you were okay. I didn't want to do it just over the phone. I wanted to make sure that you knew that somebody was there for you.
I got this sponge bath covered, man. We're not gonna leave you hanging. But yeah, so the recovery is a little bit longer than they thought. So it's like, okay, when she's back, then we'll worry. I'm like, okay, whatever. As long as you don't mind that I don't have a full day to do stuff, I'm kind of effing off a little bit. But once, hey, can you help with this? Yep. It's like, no problem. Done.
You want to pay
So-
me? Nope.
Yeah, exactly. So they're giving me a little more like that type of stuff to do to help out. But at the same time, I can appreciate them that they're not trying to take advantage of it. It's like, let's just give him all the stuff I don't want to do. It's like, well, no, let's give him the stuff I don't have time to do because whatever.
Right.
It's not just I'm going to be lazy. No, I need help because I'm working on this. I'm like, yeah, just send it over my way. So
Yeah.
Especially since obviously y'all know I'm a numbers guy. So the fact that they're giving me budgets to enter and all, oh my God, yeah, I was like, ooh, yes.
Except for when he sends the email out. I only have 3 budgets. I need one more budget to work on, or else I can't do any of them.
It has to be an even number.
I mean, she found the 4th one for me, so it was fun. When all was said and done, there were 4, so it worked out. So whatever. Because the email only had 3, and I was like,
Nope, can't open.
Delete.
I kind of looked at the email. I was like, property 1, property 2, property 3. I was like, didn't you have a meeting last night? I can do that one if you want me to. Oh, that would be great. Yeah, here you go. I was like, okay. So yeah, I was able to get that 4th one and knock them all out in the same day. So that was kind of good. The sad part is I'm not even kidding.
I wasn't even calling you out. I was just like, I know.
I was like, that happened. That happened. I did. I did the whole thing, like, hey, if I send you these budgets? I'm like, yeah, go ahead, send them. Then I clicked it open, and it was a generic, okay, here you go. Then I looked at the attachments, and it was just 3 attachments. Twitch a little bit over here.
I would just send a 4th attachment. It'd be called "Make Lou Feel Better" attachment. That'd be the title of it.
I'd be okay with that.
Inside,
you know what?
You open up the 4th one. It's just a certificate. Good job, buddy.
Even number.
Dude, you know what though? It doesn't bother me if it's 1. 1's an odd number, but 3.
It's a prime number. You got a problem with prime numbers. There you go.
I do.
He
like
does have the Decepticon logo
more
on his arm.
Yeah, I do like the
Decepticons
more. So there is that. How about you, Duke?
I guess since we're talking about work this week, not that I want to talk about work. But last week, somebody sent out, trying to be as vague as possible. So somebody had sent an email to
You're in the right place for it.
Yeah, somebody sent I think I talked about this a little bit last week, where somebody had sent out an email accusing our software of not working right. I was starting to type a reply that was kind of politically just very neutral, right? Like, hey, yep, we're going to look into this. It's not always our problem. It's not always there's multiple aspects to this, blah, blah, blah. And then my coworker, who's 30, just turned 30, replies and says, well, it's fine because this rule sucks. And this is, it's crap. It doesn't ever give us. And I'm like, and it was like sent to like 7 different people. And I'm just like, oh, shit. Like, and I'm saying, dude, like you gotta check yourself before you send those emails out on who it's going to, right? Like, because again, like my work is very, my work is very political as far as not political like U.S. politics, but just like the political, like you gotta be nice to people, right? Like you're a contractor, man, like And then one of the other people on the thread responded and was just like was super snippy back, and I'm just like, oh no. So then like
it has begun.
We ended our day at noon, and I came into work on Monday, and my boss had responded, and it said like, hey, I don't like where this is going. Do we need to have a meeting about this? If we do, include me. Da 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 da. And then Tuesday we did our stand-up meeting that we do every Tuesday, and she says, hey, I didn't like how he responded. I didn't think that was professional at all. Basically just took a shit over the guy who responded instead of my coworker. And I was like, this is why I love my boss, because I'm sure she probably had a conversation with him on the side about it. But the reality is the person who responded was a person in leadership, and they should not have kind of continued the egging on of the kind of inappropriate phrasing and that type of stuff. Yeah. And I was like, after the stand-up, I sent a message to my coworker. I said, this is why I didn't leave, because when I first started at this job, I got other offers for more money, but I'm like, my boss has my back, which you can't say that a whole lot anymore these days. And I'd actually had other people who had started other similar jobs around the same time that were dealing with the same software, and within 6 months they were like, I fucking hate this place, my boss is awful, the software is fine, but the it's just super toxic and blah blah blah. And while my job isn't the greatest and I have to deal with a lot of shit, I know in general my boss is going to have my back. Even if we have to have a conversation, it's going to be a conversation between me and her. It's not going to be in a meeting with a bunch of people where she's calling me out in front of them. She'll have my back during the meeting and then be like afterwards, hey, give me a call, and then we'll talk it out. But at least in the meeting, she'll have my back. And to me, that goes a long way more than money or anything else. Knowing when she responded that way, I was like, I see you. Like, you're calling out that guy, which you should be doing. But a lot of places don't. They always call out kind of the lowest man on the totem pole.
Yep.
And so for her to be like, hey, that guy was inappropriate in how he responded to you. Your response was inappropriate, sure. But him escalating further, like, she was like, and he's a leader. Like, he's a manager. Like, he should not be. And I was like, I was doing the winky, like, I see you, girl. Like, like, nice, like, this is why I told him, I said, this is why I stuck around, because she's not going to embarrass you in front of a bunch of people, right? She unless you do something stupid that she can't defend, right?
Right.
And his email was very immature and he phrased it awful, but you know, like she handled that on the side, and that's her job as a manager. She didn't just jump into the thread and call him out in front of everybody. So that type of thing I really appreciated. So I really appreciated my boss last week. Like I'm glad, you know, while my job is extremely frustrating at times, like I know that my boss trusts what I'm doing and that she, you know, she will always give me the benefit of the doubt, you know. So to me that goes a long way with the job, especially as we get older and as, you know, like thankfully, Lou, you're in a position that, you know, your jobs are you have options, right? Like you can go to any city and you can get a job working for a company doing property management, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not trying to say like I'm better than you or anything, but the IT sector right now is really dire. Like there's getting a job at the level that I am now comfortable with financially and benefits wise and everything would be really, really hard anywhere else. So I'm happy that I'm in a position that I'm getting paid what I'm getting paid and I get the benefits and that my boss has my back. So I'm not concerned about my job, you know?
Yeah, right on.
So sorry, that was a ramble, but
no, it's good. A lot of peace of mind that goes with that.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, I'm still a contractor, so I could log into the computer tomorrow and it could be like, hey, like go visit the staffing agency because you're a contractor. There's always that hanging over me, but at least I know that it isn't going to be because my boss is a asshole.
It's not going to be bullshit. Yeah.
I've had a lot of assholes for bosses in my time. You know, I'm sure we all have, you know. So to get a good one like that, I think is there's a lot of value in that, you know. So, but
cool.
Yeah. Thankful.
On that note,
grateful.
Bedtime.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah.
Wrapping it up. As beep, beep, beep. Lou just undid his seatbelt. He's hopping out the car.